Hello, everyone, and welcome to the reading of the week for October 15th to the 22nd, 2021. I invite you to take a nice deep breath and close your eyes. Wherever you are across time and space, let's get into sync so we can do this reading together in a good way. Just seeing a tree root coming out of the base of your spine, anchoring you deep into the present moment, knowing that that root is a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I am about to do the reading of the week for October 15th to 22nd, 2021. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information that we collectively most need to receive right now, and to provide that through this medium in a manner that will be easily and effortlessly heard, understood, and integrated for a collective and individual highest and greatest good, and the highest and greatest good of this beautiful planet and all life thereon. I'd like to call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening to be present to facilitate this exchange and to draw through collectively the information we most need right now. I'd also like to invite the four archangels, in this case, an overlining angel of communication to facilitate our exchange and ensure that it happens in the highest and best way possible to the greatest satisfaction of all involved in the time that we have together. At this time, I'd like to invite the four archangels to come and hold the four directions around us across time and space, bringing with you your wonderful energies that are grounding and healing, transformative, nourishing, supportive, loving, kind, helpful. All those things that are in our hearts and minds that we are needing and asking for, please, may they be answered in this circle at this time. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match the frequencies of love and light, of clarity, wisdom, healing, and transformation is welcome to go now. Let's get on with it. Okay, Creator. Thank you for our lives. Thank you for this ongoing experience of being in a human body at this time, having the experiences that we're having, this opportunity to become more than we were. I ask for guidance for all of us and how we can navigate these times that persist, these energies of strangeness, that we can find our way and navigate our way through these in-between times to something beautiful, light-filled, nourishing, and life-giving for all people everywhere, and for all life on this planet. Why make it small, hey? Okay, so the reading of the week, October 15th to 22nd. What do we need to know, Creator? Okay. The recent past. This influence is continuing this week, so we need to be aware of it. We have the Seven of Hearts. The card is illusion, and we see here this angel just is seeming overwhelmed by all of the shapes that she's looking at above her. So this idea of illusion, there's a lot of that running around here on the planet at this time. A lot of things that, do we know? Do we not know? It's very difficult. All we really are sure of is what's happening within us right here, right now. That is the thing that is most true and most relevant. So staying aware of this idea of illusion, and where is it knocking you off your center? Where is it taking you off balance? This is the problem with our media these days, is that it's not actually helping us to be grounded and present in our now, in our current reality, this individual reality, your individual reality. It's not helping us to do that. It's filling us with this, which is very fearful. It creates a lot of fear, and a lot of people are existing in a really strong state of fear right now. And I'm sorry if you're one of them. It's really, really difficult to navigate that and to feel safe and happy and grounded when one is so fearful. I'm hoping these readings will help you to get to a place of connecting to your inner self and your grounding so you can be more resilient and clearer in your own space. So we have the card of illusion. The things that we're told, the things that are changing, the things that aren't changing, the goalposts that keep moving, all of these different things that are not leading to our greater grounding and our greater self-knowledge, but are leading us off of our inner knowingness and our inner grounding. So just being mindful of that this week as you navigate things. You notice you start to feel fearful or off base or off your grounding. Just take that deep breath, come back to your heart, and just notice where the stories that you hear around you are taking you, and is it where you want to go? You ultimately are the one who chooses. Present card, the card of success. This is a lovely card of people coming together and celebrating together and enjoying life together. And I think we've become very clear that our core relationships, celebrating life together, witnessing life together, being in each other's experience, and witnessing each other's experience is very, very, very deep in the human expression and is necessary for our collective and personal well-being. This energy is sitting in the present environment. There's this feeling of, moving into a space of celebrating. Even if you're not feeling like you have this or your tribe or whatever, imagine your tribe, imagine celebrating with them. Get into a state where the power of the imagination is tremendous. It's the power of manifestation. When we can get ourselves into a receptive, energetic state, we are better able to pull what we need towards us. When we shift our state, that's what the universe responds to, our vibration, how we're being in the world. And so this one here is talking about this energy of what does it feel like? Draw on your memories. What does it feel like to come together with the people that you love and spend time together and celebrate? And for those of you who are able to, wherever you are on the planet, maybe make a point of this with great intention and inviting those that you gather with to gather with intention, to gather in appreciation and in love, not only for your good and your little community's good, but for our collective good. Anchoring that sense of well-being that comes from us being together, the love that we share, the energy that we share when we're together, and letting that nourish our collective field, because it's very important. So those of us here in Canada who just had Thanksgiving, that coming together and sharing a meal together and sharing our appreciation and gratitude is very, very profound. So letting that nourish us. Wherever you are, as I said, if you're alone or to collective, if you're able to be with people, then doing it intentionally. If you're on your own, bringing that energy through you and imagining the expression of that. And the near future, we have the card of generosity. 6 of Pentacles. This is always a wonderful card. I really like this card. This is the energy of being generous with who you are, being generous with your gifts, your abilities, your knowledge, your resources. Understanding that let me see, what's the expression? As you sow, so shall you reap, I believe is how it goes. But this idea that when we are generous with who we are, our uniqueness in the world, that comes back to us, multiplied and generating more abundance and well-being and generosity for everyone. So this card is in our near future, this energy of sharing, of coming together and sharing who we are, what we know, our resources, and making the world more beautiful, more intentional. That energy shifting into a space of openness, of largesse, of love and kindness and care and concern. It's very lovely, as I said, moving away from the illusion and into more of this direct, what is my experience of community and success and beauty and well-being and coming together? What is my experience of being a source of good in the life of my own life and the life of others? How do I do this? And there's lots of opportunities usually, but we need to open our eyes and see what they may be, because it might not be the traditional way. It might be that your neighbor needs help with something. But that energy of kindness and generosity, those two go very, very much together. So that's the energy that we're moving into this week, or where we're moving towards, and what we should be looking towards is how do we share who we are and what we do in the world in a better way, or in a bigger way maybe. Not necessarily better, but just bigger. The foundation card, why we're having the reading this week, is the card of reward. So the Ace of Pentacles. And all aces are like acorns that grow into oak trees. They have this possibility. They're this kernel of possibility that can grow into magnificent things. This is the foundation card. So that's quite lovely, actually, as well, that this is the energy for us this week, this idea of possibility space. And pentacles usually have to do with the material, right? These are both pentacles. So this idea of how do we grow that possibility, that acorn, into an oak tree, into a magnificent oak tree that is life-sustaining and beautiful and strong. And again, coming back to this idea of what are we holding for the future? Are we existing in a state of fear, shut down, and creating stories of scarcity and oppression and nastiness? Or are we holding visions of a beautiful future where everyone is valued and supported in their uniqueness, and where we all have an opportunity to thrive and be taken care of and take care of each other, right? This energy of generosity, this energy of community, of celebrating life together, of being in life and witnessing each other in beautiful ways. So again, this idea of a new beginning, a new start, a potential kernel of new life. Give that your energy. Give that your energy. Again, we've been talking about this for a few weeks now, but what is the future vision you would like to see? What kind of a world do you want to live in? I mean, we can use the contrast that's being given to us right now to get clear about what we would prefer. It might be helpful. But we do need to think about, what would this celebratory kind of life experience look like for all of humanity? Not just those of us who live in affluent environments and areas. How could we bring everyone along with us and clean up the planet and make the planet something more beautiful? Our values need to shift, definitely. Away from what's in it for me to how do we serve the greater good for the collective good? And that includes taking care of this beautiful planet. So there's some really lovely energy here this week. Again, just being mindful that these outside stories are probably not serving our right here, right now experience, our ability to respond to our community in this now, and our ability to be of service, to be generous, to be open-hearted. And this generosity is not just about material resources. This is about, who are you? Why are you unique, and what do you have to bring to the planet right now? And are you doing it? Are you offering that? Are you making space for that in your own life? Because as soon as you start to commit to it and make space, the universe loves that, and it'll open doors for you, and things will happen for you to be able to give more. It's just that initial beginning, that opening, that willingness to give yourself that space to start that potential into life. Okay, I think that's pretty clear, the reading for this week. Now I'd like to move to the card to grow on. So what do we need to know collectively for our highest and greatest good? How can we carry this energy forward, this possibility space, this growing the good into more life, being clearings of generosity and possibility on earth, being open to possibilities that are going to take us in the direction that we want to go. I mean, that's another piece of it, isn't it? We don't have to dream it all up ourselves, but being open to those possibilities. Okay, so Creator, we just want our card to grow on then for this week, October 15th to the 22nd. What is the card that we're going to carry with us, this image that we'll hold within our energy and our hearts as we move through our life for our personal and collective highest and greatest good? And the Queen of Wands. Wands are all about creativity, inspiration, and passion, and the Queen is the feminine energy of that, embodiment of that. So this week, it's delving into our generative energy, because that's what Wands are all about. It's the generative energy. It's the fire element. It's that which brings us to life, which inspires us and takes us further. It's allowing ourselves, again, to tap into our imagination, to tap into that generative possibility that we each carry, and letting it nourish us and inform us and guide us into a greater vision. And we've talked about vision boards before. It might be time to make one for the planet, to make one from your perspective for the greater good of the planet, to really think about what would that beautiful vision look like for all of us. How would it turn out for us collectively? For the planet, what would it look like? Clean air, clean water, clean soil, growing beautifully and harmoniously. Again, I know what my vision would look like, but maybe just taking some time to vision Not only the world that you would love to live into, but again, one that would serve all of us, not just the few. So that's our energy this week, is to tap into that generative creative energy and let it inform us, let it guide us, let it nourish us, and open our minds and our possibility space to what we can be creating, what we can be moving towards, so that we can pull that into our experience collectively, as well as personally. It's a really lovely card for this week. Again, tapping into that generative energy, that sort of feminine, intuitive, letting that guide us, letting it inform us, letting it move us. We don't necessarily have all the answers, but in the process of the exploration, the answers will come. And that's what this card is all about, is letting yourself follow those inspiring tidbits, that curiosity, that fire, that sparkiness, the things that are shiny to you. Follow them and see where they lead, and see what they bring you in terms of understanding yourself and the world better, and in terms of informing the vision that you're holding for life. And that's our card to grow on this week. I just invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I just want to thank you for this opportunity to do this reading for our collective good for the week of October 15th to 22nd. I ask that you be with each and every one of us who's listening today. Help us all to find our way to that acorn of possibility that will grow us into the magnificent oak, that vision for our collective future that is shiny and bright, motivating and inspiring. Visions that hold us in a good way and that take us in good directions, not only for ourselves, but for this planet and all life on it at this time. Help us to be clear and open. Help us to recognize when we are being overwhelmed by illusion and by the stories that take us off our center and take us away from our path and purpose. Help us to be discerning about that and to know how to redirect our energy when we notice we've fallen off that wagon, so that we can all be far more efficient and effective and grounded and productive and satisfied in our day in, day out experience, knowing that we're contributing in good ways to the more beautiful world our hearts know is possible. I wish you all a beautiful week. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for even just having the capacity and the wisdom to open your heart to this message so that you can find a better way forward for you, which will shine more brightly in the field of your life on those who are closest to you and ultimately in our collective experience. So thank you for doing your good work. And I want to thank all those who helped to hold this space today, both incarnate and discarnate. Thank you, thank you. The reading is at an end. I wish you a beautiful week, and I will see you next Friday. Lots of love.